Hello friends, welcome to a new pen appreciation video. Today I present before you this vintage from the erstwhile Union of Soviet Socialist Republics, or USSR in short, more specifically from Soviet Ukraine. I do not yet have the complete information on the exact identity of this pen, so if you happen to recognize and know more about it, I would really appreciate your thoughts in the comment section. Now, the little I have come to know suggests that this is a product of the Kharkiv factory of a stationery firm in Ukraine called Orgtekhnika. And this pen seems to be one in a series of products tagged with the code AP. Now, I'm illiterate in Russian or any other of the Slavonic languages, but the letters might signify something that is pronounced quite different in that language. I'm not sure about the exact model number at this moment, nor am I certain about the year or general period of its production. I noticed this pen listed on Etsy, offered by a shop based in Kiev with the name UA Treasure, which is owned by Maxim Bergamin. Took some time to reach Kolkata, but it's understandable given the geopolitical situation in Ukraine since last year. The seller was very courteous to inform me as soon as the pen was shipped, but I figure it was stuck in Kiev for about a week before it was finally flown to India.
Now, coming to the pen, on the outer appearance, this has a steel chrome finish look to it. The cap, clip, and barrel all appear to be made of steel. The body bears a few scratches, however, testifying to its age. Now, the grip section is made of this turquoise green plastic material, and the pen bears certain inscriptions starting with the clip as well as on the top of the cap, presumably in the Cyrillic script. I can recognize the AP inscribed here on the clip. However, I'm not very sure about what is exactly being engraved on the top of the cap, as well as, if you can see, there's a certain engraving on the nib as well, which again I can't very well figure out. This still nib is quite an interesting one. This certainly has all the markings of a simple, no frills budget range pen. And I wonder if there were ever any category for luxury pens in the Soviet realm. Now, saying that, I did not expect the nib to have the kind of slight flex that it has. More on it, of course, when I do the writing sample. This is a medium tip, as I found, not quite as thick by the current German standards, but certainly distinguishable from any fine tip standards that we come across today. Probably a good time for the writing sample then. The ink I am using for the sample is the Shulekha Somorpon Shukanto. It's marketed as a red brown colored ink and as a tribute to Shukanto Bhattacharya, who is celebrated as a Marxist poet from Kolkata who died 20 years young but left behind poetry which burns bright among us even today. Now for the performance, let's see how it does on Rhodia paper. So a little about the filling system that we have. It resembles any modern cartridge converter system, with the exception that this converter is a permanent fixture with the nib section. So you can't really detach it. So now let's put the nib to paper. Here goes. The still nib has a significant feedback while writing, but does not necessarily become a hindrance in the smooth flow of the ink. I believe it would not return the best results on paper with comparatively more slippery texture, and has the best results on paper that have the capacity to soak the ink into its layers. Surprisingly, for a pen that was meant to be a rather inexpensive writing instrument, I found that it seems to have a little flex. Not too much, but it's certainly decipherable. Coming to the section, there's this ribbed zone right here. The placement is very interesting. It's asymmetrical in its placement as it does not line up in the direction of the nib. Uh, but it is deliberately so, I feel, because this is exactly where you would expect a right-handed person's index finger to rest while writing. The tapering down shape of this little ridge is also accounting for the receding pressure downwards on the finger when you're gripping it.
Last word. For a pen that cost me 1,286 Indian rupees and a little over another 1,000 rupees for shipping, I would say that it's good value for money. It's rather lightweight and a reliable writer, unless the texture of the paper is a little too slippery, as I stated earlier. And the slip-on cap means that it can be a nice everyday carry pen and has become one of my go-to pens in the recent times. Beyond this, this will remain a curious piece from a place and time usually obscure in the history of fountain pens, whose big names have mostly been counted from the western side of the Iron Curtain. If you are interested, you may give the Etsy page of UA Treasure a visit for more of such pens from the Soviet era. I am attaching the link in the bio. So that's it from me in this video. See you soon with another one.